Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we are coloring in this beautiful book. I want to say welcome to my coloring channel. I have put disclaimers down below in the description of this video. Today we are coloring from Tochter Der Meere coloring book. Tochter Der Meere translates into Daughters of the Sea. This is by MysticArtMirrors. I was looking for a link where people can buy this book. I remember buying this book a long time ago from Etsy. I think the name of the print person is Christiana Gloriana or something, but she's otherwise known as MysticArtMirrors. So I might get a little flag if I don't cover up the thing. The other way to cover it up is we put some spare paper here. So that's my Prismas. You guys, they don't like to see that. Actually, they don't like to see that it's some nude imagery on YouTube. I guess you get flagged. That's why we do an 18 and over, but still, they might not like that. So I was busy printing up my insurance card, my new insurance card for my new dental insurance. So yeah, I had to purchase that because, I'm getting it cleaning next week and all this other stuff is going on that I need to do. So it's going to be an insane amount of things going on next month. So that's that. So we are coloring this mermaid. Yes, I'm coloring a mermaid today. So I'm thinking light pinks and purples. I actually found some of my duplicate Holbeins, and I moved some of them into the case, got rid of some of my Holbeins, which were down to like this and nothing. I mean, you can still use them, but they're really hard to use at that point. So that's the one thing about the Holbeins versus every other pencil. So they get really hard to use. Yeah, so I want everybody to know that. So I was thinking, what kind of color should we use the mermaid's hair? So I was thinking this stuff is all going to be gel pen. Like all the little dots and stuff is going to be gel pen, but I was thinking we should make her lips purple. A nice purple. I have a nice purple in the... So this is rose gray. I really like this color. So yay to the one person in the stream. So I'm thinking, what color should we make the hair? Because I know I already want to make these little pink in there. But I know I want to make these ears green. Her fins green. So I know what I kind of want to do with this picture. Sometimes I have an idea of what a picture is. So this was, I remember when I bought it, it was kind of a little on the pricey side. Now I can't even find the book. So, I try to pick books that I think will be fun to color. And sometimes what happens is I forget that certain things are out of print. So, you try to find things like those are just so bright. This one is called Spring Green. You try to find things that you like, and this is from my Holbeins. I color based on what I like to color. What I think I color. I forgot I had these books. They were on my shelves. And what happened was, last month I put away, like mid-March, early April, I put away my Christmas and my Halloween books in tins so I could have more room so I could see what I had. And surprise, surprise, before May happened, I happened to have this in stock. So I'm very happy about having that, you know, because that makes me feel good about what we should do. Should I make her blonde or should I make her red, purple, orange hair? Someone is suggesting I do an Irish mermaid, and I go, what is an Irish mermaid? So I'm thinking we should make her hair. Like now I could do a green mermaid, but doing a green mermaid is kind of difficult. Because I want to do something really crazy with the hair. This book I can kind of do the hair really crazy. When we do the shell really light color, we could do the shell really light color, and this is salmon pink. This is also a Now, someone said to me, maybe you could make a rainbow hair, because these are just such fun mermaids to color. I like this book. Oh, and the paper is really good in this book. And I think that's why I paid a little more for the book at the time. So this has been in my collection for a while. I think I have 2 Mystic Art Mirror books. Someone asked me, would I keep it? You know, I don't know. Nowhere near finishing it, so don't ask me that. I always say don't ask me questions until I'm My niece really likes purple-haired mermaids. You ever see a picture and you don't think anything of it, and then you see someone else's rendition of it and they did a really nice job with that picture? Sometimes I'm like, oh, I wouldn't thought to color that picture that way. Because I've been seeing some really nice stuff from Dark Fairy Tales. People colored the new Kirby book really nicely. I haven't decided if I'm coloring the little mermaid picture in that because I have to figure out how I'm going to color that in a dark gothic style. You don't have to, but there are people who are doing some incredible stuff in that book. I'm thinking purple. I do not know why I'm thinking purple and reds for her hair. I'm also thinking now pink and purple, like a dark pink and purple, just to give it like a nice shading. Then I'm thinking green for the eyes, or blue for the eyes. The dark blue for the eyes, yeah, that's what I'll do, a dark blue. for the eyes. Oh, these are going to be a different blue, so don't worry about that. So when I have my Prismas, it's mostly for skin tones. That's why I do it the way I do it. I don't do it for, I use my colors the way that I would. I'm thinking purple hair. Don't know why, but I'm thinking purple hair. A delicious pink. It may be too light. Some of you may be wondering what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it as purple and pink. And I'm doing it as purple haze. As you can see, this one is almost done. See, this is what the new Black Widows look like. And this is what the old ones look like. Just so you get an understanding of what they look like. So this is the same pencil as that one, only in a. This one is called Made in Pink, and this comes from the Dragon set. These are my Black Widows. These images, you can have fun with them. Like, they're different mermaids, so. I love when I can color in different mermaids. I am currently reading right now A Court of Mist and Fury. I love that book. I really am enjoying the Night Court, but I'm also enjoying Carrie. You don't have to color a picture straight colors. With mermaids, you can color them, make them as colorful as you want. color the style that you know. If you like a color, use it. And I'm always like, well, what happens when you run out of color and you don't have another color like that? Well, then, then I try to find a color in another set that's close to it. So you see the colors that are nice in here. See, and these are my Black Widows, which I love my Black Widows. I really do like them. And Black Widows are a very good budget-friendly pencil. There are a lot of good, budget-friendly pencils out there. These are one of those mermaid colorings that I just really like this book. It is a specialty book. So I really love the coloring in here. This is just pretty colors. I just love this color in it. Just makes everything pretty. My mother right now is going to get herself checked out there. So there's a lot of things going on. So I put all the disclaimers up front before I started this stream because it's just easier for me to give the general warning. So you see, I start doing a few things here and there, and then this comes from the dragon set, the nice dragon set. I don't have a duplicate of the dragon set. Not because they're not good pencils, it's just because, right now money's going to be a little tight going forward. Even though I worked hard and did a lot of things, I need a lot of dental work, and that requires a lot of money, even with being insured. So I got to make sure that I pay my premiums every month. Look up to see, you see the colors and how they are coordinating with them. You know, some people may not like a pink and purple mermaid, but mermaids come in all colors and shapes and colors. I saw someone who did a blue and green and mermaid, and I really liked that color on them. I liked the combination, and they did that skin so differently. Like, I had never tried green skin tone before, but that's just people who like that stuff. There are people who like all kinds of things. I enjoy this immensely. This is a really pretty thing in there. Look at that color coming in. That color coming in is really just such a good color to come in. I've done this combination before, thinking one of these books, but I think Mermaid has such a great stream and a great idea. I forget who created the tag, but I think it's like one of the annual events that we all like, and we all like coloring mermaids, so Mermaid. I think I'm done with this. This is starting to hurt my hand, the little purple pencil. I need the bigger pencils too. The only thing is when you have a book that goes all the way to the end, it's kind of hard. See, that's the other thing I don't like about some coloring books. They make it so hard for you. This one is not too bad. This one does have a few double page spreads in it, so. But the thing is, then the page goes in between, so. So then you get all those pretty colors in there. Like everything pops in my mind. You get some pink, you get some purple. And now tomorrow I have to get my eyes checked. So I'm kind of nervous about that. And I have to get my labs done. I just love these colors. They come out really nice. So you see how the prettiness is in there? Looks pretty. So this way then when you get it in there, you get the pink in there. What I like to do is one section at a time and then someone asked me, do you like the Black Widows? Absolutely, I love the Black Widows. Like my favorite budget-friendly pencils, really. I'll tell you right now, the Finding the Lost Girl pencils, and right now those are out of stock, and the Black Widows. Mind you, you do have to buy different sets, but to me, I think the Black Widows an absolute worthwhile. I do think they're a worthwhile investment. Some people will say they're not, but the thing with this is these are difficult to sharpen. I'm not going to lie about that. But you see how the colors all play nicely together. And for me, the best pencil sharpeners are like the things like an AFMAT for Black Widows. Don't forget we have these little things here. So I find from Black Widows the best ones are the hand cranks. What happens is a lot of the things like the M&R sharpeners do not really handle those well. At a certain point, you're not going to be able to sharpen your pencils even with a pencil extender. I go through a lot of my light peach Prismacolor pencils, but before I left New York, I think I bought like 10 of them. Because I found a whole bunch of light peach ones and I was like, oh, yay. But that's only because I do so much skin, I guess. And one of my favorite pencils to use for skin is light peach. Don't really use my Livro Rembrandts or my polychromals as much, but I find that for those, they need to be on different paper. Like Livro Rembrandts and my polychromals work well in the Erie books, but they don't work well in other books. I do not know why. We're talking about underwater creatures. I guess you could count this as a mermaid. I had to look up what Tochter Der Meere meant. They meant daughters of the sea. I know this is an oldie, but it's a goodie. I mean, Daria Kakrasoy has mermaids. Kevin T. Yao, I think, has some mermaids in his thing. Micah Jelenka has a few. So Deborah Mueller definitely has mermaids if you want to go to her thing. I think she has a book called Mermaids All Year Long. I'm not sure. But she has a bunch of stuff in her catalog if you're interested. Selena Fennec has a lot of mermaids. I think Molly Harrison might have some. Now we do skin tone. Then we do the sea. So now I put these back in there. When I always feel a little sad when I get rid of a pencil because it means that so now I'm going to put white in. So white is always my go-to color because it makes everything look better. I'm going to put white down. So the first thing I always do when I do any kind of skin is I always put white. The teeth white. These are like what I consider the funky mermaids. And I also subscribed. I also started. I think last month I started subscribing to the other book. To the HP Instant Ink to start saving me some money because I tell you what I was spending on ink alone was just insane. So I was like, no, I'm not doing this anymore to myself. There's got to be a better way to cut down on the cost of this. This is called eggshell. So what I want to do is build up the colors. I don't want the mermaid too dark. Like mocha. And then I get a pink color. No, it's not pink enough. No, I'll cancel. I'm just getting out the colors for the skin of the mermaid. Cream. I think the cream should be put in there. Oh, I think the milk looks better actually. I'm gonna have a color fudge. These are all skin tones. So the first one I'm gonna do is gonna be milk. We're gonna combine it with our light peach, of course. These are different colors from different sets of Marner of my Black Widows. Whenever you get new pencils, my recommendation is always, and then the next color is cream. Let's always swatch them so you know what the color looks like. Even if it's a basic color, I always recommend that people swatch them. And then we get fudge. You notice how light I'm going with them? I originally had my Black Widows in order, but different people like to do them differently. Someone said to me they're going to do them in the color family. Then we get light mocha. And I'm using natural light, so. No, I have not done any diamond painting yet. I think the prettiest colors are the ones that you don't expect the combination to come out so good looking. This one is called eggshell. This is not the same kind of eggshell that's on Now, these are like the 5. These are Black Widows. So you can use Black Widows for skin tones. I'm not against them. Let that be known. Sometimes I just start putting them back there when my empty slots are. When I do this, I kind of keep it very, very clean. I'm trying to find an empty spot for where I put these in. Can't find an empty spot. There's an empty spot. The knee empty spots are like a beautiful combination. So then I'm going to take one of these colors from my combines, get some more texture. And this is called Ivory. I'm not even pressing hard, and already I see this color starting to blend with my other color. And the light peach is kind of like what I consider a blender pencil from Prisma. Also, if you have more than one set of pencils, I highly recommend you play with them to know how they work together. Like you could go like, oh, I could have a Holbein here, then I put a Prismacolor on top of my Holbein. Or you reverse it, put the Prismacolor down the bottom, and then you see how the Holbein goes on top of it, just to see if you like the color combination. You could grab a sheet of paper, play with color combinations, see what you like. Some people are gonna say, do a circle and do this and do that. I'm not one of those people who particularly cares for people who do that, but I know people who do that. And so now I'm gonna take this color. I'm gonna first put beige down. Some people would go, why aren't you putting your nectar down? Because I think I already put enough dark colors in this. I really should start writing down my own color combinations, but I don't. Maybe one day I'll go back in my videos and look at them. Today I printed out about a year's worth of spreadsheets that I had for my colored pencil so I could see my progress, because I print them out and I put them in my coloring book organization binder. I have a binder where I put all the colored pencil charts that I've made over the years, marker charts. I have my Copic marker chart there. So whenever I get a new Copic, I put it into the Copic chart to then see what it is. That's the, what do you call it? The hexagonal chart. At some point, I'm going to make a regular chart for it, like I do for my colored pencil, like, this color, this color, this color. Eventually, I'll download what the full set is. That'll tell me what I'm actually missing, even though I have a program on an app on my phone that tells me that. The Copic app on your phone is really helpful too. According to my thing, I have 190 Copic markers. Remember, at one point I had almost 30 sets of pencils, so when I moved, I gave a lot of my sets away that I wasn't using. I even gave some pencils away to different people because, I used to have a Blick pencil, but I really didn't care for it. That's the right word to use for it. So then I'm going to do blue. Do a very light blue, a nice blue here. This is called light aqua. In the Prismas. You see how I'm making it nice and light. I'm not even pressing hard. The harder you press, the darker the colors are going to come out. I think it's really important to color the colors you like. I think my phone just beeped and I'm not really sure where my phone is. If my phone did that, that could be really important. Hold on. Let me see if that was my phone. What's going on with my phone? No, I don't know where my phone is. This is funny right now because now I can't find my phone. When something buzzes on my phone, I get worried and concerned. And my phone has gone missing, so I don't know where my phone is right now. So that's a problem right now because now I can't find my phone. Oh, hold on, guys. I just found it. It was by the where I put all the pencils. When your phone goes like that, you get nervous. Like so I guess you could say that this is, what do we call this? Holbein's Prismas. So you see the way the skin works? So you see, if you make it darker, I always do a light tone first to make it. Hello to the two people there. See, I always like coloring in there. Remember, if you don't like the lightness, you can always make it darker by just pressing. You see what I did here? I made it a little darker to get it a little bit more pop in it. Someone asked me about the Caran d'Ache pencil sharpener. I tell you, that pencil sharpener is very, very nice, but the price tag is like $100. I'm not spending $100 on a pencil sharpener. Sorry, I could spend that paying down a credit card bill, buying another set of pencils, but I just think $100 is a little, how shall we put it? Insanely priced for. So you see how nice this is? That's really nice. So now we're going to do some glitter. I have to get up a little bit here, guys. Forgive me. To do this, I am thinking green on one of them. And that's just the clover. And I was thinking about the green. So this is from my Color Gel pens, and this is Festive Green. I so have enjoyed working on this page, more so than I would have thought I could work on this. I'm thinking red. I don't know why, but I'm thinking red would go nice, or a nice purple. Just keep this in there. Oh, this looks like a nice pink. What is this one? What is this one? Pink Space or Spice. What's this one called? Pink Grace. Sorry, guys. When this happens, I gotta. Someone told me there's a way to do this if you things get stuck. Sometimes they just get stuck a little bit. Maybe we'll just do it for a few. These things happen when you go live, you know. It's not like you plan for these things to happen. So things happen when we're going live. That, you know, you can't just change things on the fly sometimes. Sometimes things happen and then you're like, you can't edit them out. It's live. Very soon we'll be done with this picture. I just think because I haven't used this color in a while, it just is that way. My mother has come back from the dentist, I see. So that is nice. So now I'm looking for the purple, dark purple. See, I see one that I like. So this color is Glitter Orchid, I think. Oh, I was just going to tell you it was open. Sorry, guys, I was just talking to my mother. Sorry. That's okay. This one is, you guys can't really see it. For some weird reason, the glitter never shows up on camera. I really like purples in this thing. These are my Color Gel pens. I really like the idea of making it two-tone hair colors. That was actually a really good idea. I call this the unusual mermaids because the mermaids are so different than what I call your traditional mermaids. So. And now we have done our mermaid. Yay, my mermaid is done. So we used Holbein pencils, Black Widows, Prismacolors, and Color It gel pens to do this. So that is, I really like when I can go outside my comfort zone and do hair that isn't maybe a traditional hair color. So I really did like the colors. The skin tone was I actually like the way the skin tone came together. But to me, I think like the best pencils are the ones that really, like to me, I like the Black Widows because number one, they're budget friendly. They have skin tones. They're not a lot of money. I love my Prismas because you can blend and layer with them. The Holbeins have the thing that I like about the polys and the Prismas give great skin tone, nice grip. Here's the thing when I use the polys, the grip is nice, but I can't blend. I can't blend with them. I've never been able to do it unless I'm using Prismas with them. The polys are very vibrant. They're very nice. But Holbein is kind of like you take everything you like about the Prismas and you take everything you like about the Holbeins and you get it really much better. Are they pricey? Yes. But are they worth it? In my opinion, yes. Some people would say no. So, so these are the weird, unusual mermaids. So I hope you have enjoyed this. And if you are watching this stream back and you happen to like it, remember to give it a thumbs up. And remember to use the hashtag mermaid25 for your mermaid pictures. I'm not the one who's in charge of the hashtag. I know someone else does that. But there's going to be a lot of mermaids in there, so I thought I'd do one in there. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed it. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy, and have a great day. Bye, everybody.